Today I'm going to be doing another Lather Lab, and this is an interesting one for me, and I might not have picked the right soap, but I think I'm going to use this one because it's easily available for everybody. I'm not sure whether it's going to be the perfect soap to do so. I have chosen Sterling Soaps Evie, which is the normal beef tallow one, and I have put an amount into each bowl, and I'm going to test today, does it make a difference whether one actually soaks a brush or doesn't soak a badger brush. And the same will apply for Boar as well, which just brings me to the subject. So we'll start off with the badger brushes, then we'll go on to the Boar brushes, and then last but not least, horsehair brushes. Okay, so I haven't got that many glasses. So what I will do is I will split my bowls up, and the one that's going to be soaking I'll just put into here, and because this is a shorter one I'm going to place the Boar. This one's a Boar. I'm going to soak that, and it's all cold water, so there's no difference. So whilst we're talking, that will be also soaking. That's one of my Boars. And I've got two of these, and I will choose the bigger one this time for soaking into here. This is the horsehair. Right. Okay, and we will see what difference it makes. There's even not enough water in the horsehair one. Let's put more water in. There we go. So all will be done with the same soap. Right, let's go. So they'll be soaking different lengths of time, but I don't think that is right now of any real consequence at the moment. Right, so let's get started. I have here some water in my syringe, and these are all the same type of Boar as well, same bulb knot, same two-band badger. This is slightly gel tipped, and so is the Ever Ready. I did that myself, which it wasn't beforehand. When I got it, it wasn't, but I have slightly gelled it as well because I can. Right, so let's get some water into here, and I've just gone with an amount. You can see I didn't measure that, and I'm not measuring it, and so I'm not soaking this. All I'm going to do is, same like a synthetic brush, just dip it into the water once, squeeze it out just so that it's slightly moist on the tips, but it's actually pearling off. As you can see, it's really not done that much. So let's go and have a look. Let's start with this and see how it responds. Well, to me it's responding as it should do. No difference yet. In fact, I think it's already come to the creamy stage, and it's going all into the brush. You can see that it's loaded the brush rather nicely. Just adding some more. So the question really is, does one have to soak it? Or is it significantly different if you do or don't? Oh, I lost a hair. There we go. So the Proto-Lather is now rather sticky, so I'm adding more water. Okay, this is what it looks like. I think that is already quite a passable lather if you ask me. You could use that. I'm not measuring the water amounts. I'm just adding a little bit in. And then we will see what one comes to. Okay, it's starting to get a sheen. You can see it is already forming peaks, and one can work this to make a really strong, fluffy lather. Look at that. Okay, you can see how this is now responding. Let's just add a little more water. Look at that, you can see the brush is full of lather. And there is plenty in here. So let's just take this out. Let's have a look. That is a perfect lather. It's creamy, has protection, feels great on the skin, glides, has everything one needs. Let's just take this, doesn't matter, it's going into the wash. There you go. So let's take this out and see if it has made, if it will make any difference whatsoever. So this was the non-soaked brush. Is it a myth that one has to lather, or is there a benefit really to it? Let me just clean up the base. There you go, so it doesn't dribble everywhere. So that's the lather, that's the non-soaked brush. But this is Badger, 2-band Badger. Here we go. Let's get the Ever ready. I've squeezed it out. It's been soaking. You saw that I've been soaking it. I just put this to the side because next I'll be doing the horsehair, and I'll just transfer the one that is soaking into the glass here like that, so that I have the bowl free. Oh, that's a lot of water. So that I have the bowl free for the soap. Okay. Right. Let's start lathering. Okay, straight off, I'm feeling this is actually harder, so I'm adding water to it. 2-band Badger, just a different knot size, but otherwise the same sort of knot. Okay, you can see it's not really taking the water very well. There's lots of water dripping out the knot, which makes it more difficult for me actually to produce this lather. Can you see it's actually hard work to get it right. This is what the brush looks like, and it's a lot more frothy. Okay, can you see that I'm actually working this a lot more? the seam's actually harder straight off. As in, I'm putting quite a bit of elbow grease into this. But I've only added water once, whereas with the other one I added various times. So that's about the same consistency. That's what the brush looks like. That's what the bowl looks like. Let's dry hands. Let's dry my hand. Let's have a test. Okay, I think, in fairness, this might feel creamier. Let me test this one. Marginally. But the slickness and the protection is the same on both. Right, let's get this out. So, does it look any different? Will it behave different once it's sat for a bit? Let's see. Okay. Sorry, this is the brush, this is the soap. Let's put that aside. Let's let it sit there. I need to make some space. Let's move this backwards. Like that. Okay. Like that. Right, let's move on to the horsehair. We have our two bowls. Have my soap. Let's put some soap in. And I'm eyeballing this. I'm not measuring the soap, because at the moment it doesn't matter how much lather it is, just how it performs. So eyeballing this. Maybe I've got a tiny bit more in here. Take some out, put it in here. Okay. Right. Soaking this one. Oh, let's put the green. Oh, we'll go this way. This is a bit of a bigger knot, so we'll use that one. Right. Not soaking this one. Dipping it in a couple of times. Squeezing it out. Once again, first response. There's a little bit of water in here. You can see a few pearls, but hasn't really done much. It's barely moist. Let's get lathering. Okay, this is responding. The horsehair is actually responding a little bit better than the badger. It feels like it's got quite a bit of backbone this way. Adding water. We've got to the pasty bit already. This is what it looks like. You can see the proto lather at the top of the brush, as in towards the handle. There we go. Oops, let's draw up some more water to get that ready. Okay. Here we go. Working it, working it. Can you see that? It's gone pasty again. I'm adding some more water. Add a bit more. Can you see that? Okay, it's worked its way right into the brush. And it's producing a lovely lather. It's creamy. It looks like whipped egg whites. It has a sheen. Everything you need. Let's test. Protection is there. It feels very creamy indeed. Glide, everything is there. Okay, right, let's get it out the brush. This is a shave ready lather. There, can you see that? Trying to get it off my fingers, it's just stuck to my finger. Okay, so horsehair brush, lather. Let's clean the base off again. Oh, I let the water out. Let's clean the base of the brush off again. There you go. So that's that one. Right, here we go. This is the other horsehair. This is actually an umo knot. Let's put that in there. Let me just transfer my ball brush into the glass so that I've not got excess water in the bowl. There we go. Right, draw some more water up. Let's go. So this is the soaked one. It's very floppy. So actually it seems harder to work this again. The water has just made this very floppy. So I have no backbone. Look at this. No backbone to really lather. So, and this is a soft, fairly soft soap. This is a crope. And it's hard work already. So this soaked brush, this horsehair is best with creams. You got to work this. Okay, but it's getting there. This is still the proto lather. And there we go, it's starting to get sticky now. Pasty. This is what it looks like. Okay, it's about 3/4 up to about here. It's worked its way in. Add some more water. Adding more water, but carefully now because it's nearly at the same consistency. There we go, it's coming. Here it is. It's there. But it feels like hard work because it's so floppy. You don't feel like you're actually getting much. Okay, this is what it looks like. The result looks fabulous, I must admit. Let's test. Creamy, protection, glide, everything that you'd wish for. Right, let's get it out. And the result is a lot of lather, very fluffy. Very fluffy, so it seems to have made quite a lot of difference in that respect. It is super fluffy, but I work twice as hard for it. Right. Trying to get it into the bowl. Oh no, go on then. Go on then. Stuck to the bowl, but on the outside. Okay, so this is the brush, as you can see. This is the bowl. I just want to show you something. This is still quite stiff. This has got a lot of backbone still to it. Look, and look at this, the difference. This, I'm pushing quite hard. This, hardly at all. Okay, that's already a big difference there. Okay, last but not least, let's dry this bowl. Okay, that's dry. Draw some more water up. Now the Boar brushes. Where's my soap? Where's my soap? Get some soap out. Here we go. Okay, number one. I'll use the top of the shave bowl for number two, for the wet brush. More or less the same amounts. There we go. Excuse me, I need to reach over. Here you go, get the lid for the soap. Okay. Number one, not soaked, dry. Dip it in a couple of times, 3 times, squeeze it out. What's the brush look like? Barely moist, the tips are moist, in there, dry. Okay, a few little droplets running down, nothing much. Let's go. Okay, can you see that? That's hard work. I need water already. Add water to get it going. Okay, here we go. Now it's going. Already getting pasty. This is what it looks like. It's loaded now. Add some more water. Pasty. Still got a lot of proto lather there on the tip, or the base, going towards the base of the handle. Okay, I'm amazed we're nearly already there with the peaks. This Boar is quite scrubby. I wouldn't want to use this on my face. Oh, alright, no, it's actually not too bad, but it has a lot of backbone. You can feel it's like a tux, really. Got quite a bit of backbone. I've lost a hair in there, never mind. Okay, let's just add a tiny bit more. Okay, here we go. We've got the consistency, got the peaks. This is what it looks like in the brush. This is what the bowl looks like. Let's have a test. Creamy, glide, protection, everything you want. So that is the same consistency as all of these. Let's get the lather out. Put it in here. Just sticking to my finger again. Okay, that'll have to do. Right. Brush and bowl. Dry brush and the bowl. This is the dry side. All of this is the dry side. This is the wet side. So here we go. Here's the wet one. Squeeze it out. Here's the soap. Let's lather. Okay, straight away it has less backbone, splays a lot more. This one feels actually a lot easier to do. Water. We're already at the pasty stage. Let me just add a tiny bit more water. This has enough backbone, but it seems a lot easier. The dry boar was a little bit of hard work. Okay, pastiness, it's gone right into the brush, right down to the bottom here. It's already in. Okay, so the draw seems to be a lot better when you have soaked the brush. It's not quite enough water. Let's add some more. Here we go. Seems to be a lot wetter and more work now to get it together. But maybe on video it comes across differently, I don't know. This is all real time. I'm not changing anything. But can you see this proto lather is hanging on for quite a bit? Look. It's now seeming to be very wet. All of a sudden it's gone super wet. Can you see? Boom, and there we have the problem. I can work this now as much as I like. This is a ruined lather. All of a sudden it went from pasty to too watery and dissipating. Right, the only way one can fix that is by adding more soap. That's what can happen with wet brushes, and this is what I've had. I'm just adding a tiny amount. Can you see that? A tiny amount. Put that on my finger. A tiny amount of soap to this, just to see if it does change. I'm just pressing that down. Okay, this is the only way one can rescue a lather once it's got to this stage. And this is what happens to me a lot when I don't know the soap well and I use a natural brush. The slickness and protection is still there, but it just will not lather for me. Okay, it's getting a little bit better. Can you see that? But not much. Look at all that water coming out. Can you see that? Okay, that's what happens with the soaked brush. And I've come across this problem a lot. Let's add some more water. Let's add some more soap, see if one can rescue this at all. Let's see. I'm taking quite a big lump. There's some fuzz. Right. Right, let's see if this can be rescued at all, or whether one has to just throw this away and start completely over. So I've actually put in now the double amount of soap that I had in there to start off with. Okay. Now it's gone to pasty, but I don't trust this now, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to squeeze this out. Look, it's hardly produced a lather at all. It's indicating to me that it's pasty, that it needs water, but I don't trust this now. I'm just going to carry on. And I've seen quite a few shavers have problems with the natural hair brushes for this very reason. And it happens to me too. You've seen some of my videos where I'm thinking, oh, I've got a lovely lather, and I start, and by the second pass, it's gone liquid on me. And that's why I can understand why natural hair brushes, not only for reasons that, people want to be more naturalistic, as in animal lovers and so on, go for synthetics. I do understand that. That's why I did the horsehair, because those are alternatives to these, because all they do is cut the hair off the tail, it grows back. No animal is hurt in the process, and it grows back quite quickly too. Okay, right. Let's have one more go at this. Look, this is what I've ended up with. A sorry excuse for a lather. I could maybe get one pass out of this. Let's just try again. Super hard work. There you go. And it's nothing to do with the brush itself, nor with the soap, because we know sterling actually does a good job. Now imagine if you've got a little bit of a soap that's a little bit more difficult to handle. How disappointed you'd be. You'll most probably think it's the soap and not the way that you've dealt with your brush. Look, is that sorry or what? So, there we have our experiment done. Let's just have a look if anything has changed. These were the two badges. dry and wet? Is there any difference? No, not really. Both of the lathers are holding up well. There's no extra liquid in either of those. Volume wise, I think that might have to do with the knot size. This one was a little bit... Oh, sorry, no, I'm wrong. Sorry, once again. This is the bigger badger. This is the smaller badger. I got the brushes wrong. Here we go. Let's have a look. This one was the dry one. This one was the wet one. Okay. Volume is only because of the knot size. Both equal. Both equal. I enjoyed the dry one better than the wet one. I think I had more control. I felt as if I had more control in adding and getting the lather I wanted to. It wasn't as hard a work either because I had a bit more backbone to it in a way that I could really scrub and get the soap worked into there. Yeah, what else do I say? Now the two horsehair. This was the dry one, this one was the wet one. Peaks look the same. Everything looks the same. The wet one was a lot harder work. A lot harder work. And here, the two Boar brushes I did last. Well, nothing to say there, is it? Really. Now, on the last note, there's just one more thing I want to mention. And let me just move all of this out the way a little bit. The bowls, because we're done with those. Now, the only other test, which is sort of important, I think, is what does the brush actually feel like? Right, wet one, dry one. Wet one, dry one. Wet one, dry one. Right, let's start with the badger. This is very soft. If I would be using this on my skin, I'd be super happy to. Very soft. And it's been sat, and it's been sat out here for a while. Wet one, equally. So I wouldn't mind either of these. Horsehair, dry one, feels very nice, has quite a bit of backbone. Not quite a bit. It has backbone there. You can press, and it doesn't bounce back, but it doesn't flip over either. Can you see that? It doesn't stay. It does bounce sort of back. That's the dry one. Wet one. Fabulous for face painting. This way, can you see? It's just very, very floppy. This is only a painter. With this action, I don't think you'd get much out of it. Look, can you see? It's just making holes into the... So, horsehair, definitely, I think, do not wet beforehand. That's a definite now. Was a lot harder to work the soap with the wet one, and you don't get the same result. It's so super floppy. I think it's not worth wetting those at all. And the two Boar. It's soft enough. It splays, and I don't want to call it scrubby because it's not scrubby, but you can feel that it has some resistance. This is the dry one. Wet one has less resistance, but also feels wonderful. But as you saw the result, I from now on will not ever wet my Boar or my horsehair brushes. And I think as a general view, I won't do it either for the horsehair. So there you go. I see no point whatsoever in wetting the brushes. These are all the dry ones, these are all the wet ones. No point in it. In fact, it's a lot easier if you don't. You get the same soap uptake, you get the same lather with just a lot less work with the dry ones. The Boar was a little bit more difficult, but you just add, you know, as you go along, and you're a lot more in control of your water and how the soap responds to it. So that is my personal view. You can take from this video what you would like to do, and there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed this experiment, and I hope maybe we have debunked a myth here. I mean, I'm always interested in these questions. Why is this done? Yes, it blooms nicer, but having said that, look at this. I can't see much of a difference. You see much of a difference? Apart from the knot size. No, I can't. Same applies to these. Yeah, this has a taller loft. No, it's not, it's got the same loft, but it's a different knot size. So, yeah. No. Okay, that was very interesting indeed, to me anyway. Hope you've enjoyed this, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.